Welcome, Lynx here, and this is 5th episode of Sakura Forest Girls 3. Let's see where this is all going. Last day was interesting, to say the least. Hopefully more things positive for our group of 3 will be happening. Hopefully. I wake bright and early the following morning, completely the opposite to Lynx, with the chirping of the birds. I hate that. Because those bastards always start like 4 AM. Ugh. I feel like I hate birds in general in the end. Not just pigeons, birds in general. I stretch as I always do upon waking up, then put my plain day-to-day wear over my head. I eat a simple breakfast with Mika, Koko, Maia and Aiyana, savoring every mouthful. Then when the food is finished, Maia clears her throat and makes an announcement. Ahem. Listen everybody, I have big plans for today. Huh? What kind of plans? You don't want me to wrestle a boar outside naked in a puddle of mud, do you? What? No? Maia often spouts inappropriate remarks, but even she looks taken aback by this. It's kind of fun to see Maia so uncharacteristically perturbed. Has she finally met her match? While I do have a healthy appreciation for the supple curves of feminine physics, I have no desire to you sans clothes. Next. Your pretty face does little to forgive your aggravating personality. I doubt the sight of your exposed body would help matters. Come on, Maia, calm the heck down. Mika is great. If things go like that, Maia, I might place Mika ahead of you in the, final rank. Do you want that? Anyway. Oh, does that mean you think I'm pretty? I cannot deny it. Your features are pleasantly arranged. If only you did not talk quiet so much. At such a great length, you would be a wonderful catch. Oh, shucks, you're too kind, Maia. I wasn't trying to be kind. I know, but that's how I choose to interpret it. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic, eh? Perhaps not, but you are optimistic to the point of willful ignorance. I don't know how many times I have to castigate you before you understand how tiresome I find your company. But no matter. Let us return to the topic at hand. I have big plans for today. For the day. Bigger than my wrestling naked in a body puddle with boar? Much bigger than that. Do you recall the impromptu lesson I gave Aiyana yesterday, during which I tried to harness her magical powers? Oh yeah, how could I forget that? You caused quite the scene. Seeing you dressed up like that all helpless gave me a lot of interesting ideas. Anna's face turns pink, but she doesn't say anything. She looks so embarrassed, I swear I can see clouds of steam escaping from her ears. Mika, please. Koko toots. Don't say things like that to Aiyana. Can't you see that you're making her uncomfortable? Oh, sorry. I guess that's not very ladylike behavior, huh? I really need to think before I open my mouth. You do indeed. It would spare us a lot of hassle. Aiyana pipes up shiny, her fingers toying with her wispy ends of her white pigtails. Do you want to give me another lesson on magic? Indeed I do. You're so smart and I really do catch on quickly. I want nothing more than to bring your latent powers to the surface. I'm sure they will be a great boon to us if only you can learn to properly utilize your abilities. That wench Imala won't stand a chance against us. I'm glad you have such a faith in me, but I think you are pinning too many hopes upon my shoulders. I caused such a commotion yesterday, I'm afraid to try it again. I have no idea what I'm capable of. Neither do I. That's the fun part. I do so love living on the wild side. There's nothing fun about this. What if I hurt you? Oh, I doubt you will. I have faith in you, Aiyana. You might have faith in me, but I certainly don't have faith in myself. And that's your biggest problem. You need more confidence. Fortunately for you, I'm a great cheerleader and coach combined. I'll cheer you on. Was there cheerleaders back in the day? I'll cheer you on all while pushing you to unlock your true potential. I can tell you're capable of great things, Anna. You just need to learn some self-control. I guess your stamina could do with a boost too, so you don't get too tired out. I have a training session all planned out for you. I made sure to be as thorough as possible. I mean, just let her go with Yaya and Koko on some training and they will get her into the shape in no time. I mean, physical shape at least. I'm going to push your body to its utmost. Prepare for feel the heat. The heat, huh? There is no way I can condone something like that. I stab a finger at Maia, my eyes blazing with self-righteous fury. Don't do anything funny with my knife here. I don't care if it's all in the name of training. There's some lines that shouldn't be crossed. What? Maia looks at me, a feline smile playing about her lips. I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about, my dear Yaya. Would you mind elaborating? As if I would. I know exactly what I'm thinking. Would that word... This is such a weird sentence. Would that were true, but alas. Maia sighs theatrically. My genuine imagination is not half so good as yours. I can conjure up heated scenarios at the drop of a hat like you. You castigate me for being shameless, but you are far, far more perverse than I. Are you perverse, Yaya? What are you thinking of? Tell me, tell me, tell me! Nothing! Are you sure your face is all red? I'm fine! It's just hot in here! Are you speaking of the interior of the stand? Or the confines of your own skull? I warrant it must be stuffed to the wheel with wild fantasies. I'm not fantasizing about anything wild. I certainly imagine you doing unspeakable things well, so shut up. What sort of unspeakable things? They're unspeakable so naturally I can't speak about them. Oh, the truth comes out. Yeah. Aiyana stares me, her eyes wider than a nose. What are you thinking of exactly? Crap. I think I might have dug myself into a hole here. How am I going to chamber out of this one? It doesn't matter what I was thinking of, it's irrelevant. Clumsily as it transpired, but with some luck that should bring that particular line of inquiry to a firm end, perhaps, maybe, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. Intrigued for Aiyana might be about my flustered state, she's not bald-headed enough to persist in asking awkward questions. That's more of a Maia and Mika thing. Well, I'm going to let them rile me up any further. Just be nice to Aiyana during your so-called training session, okay? Don't do anything to make her feel uncomfortable. I won't. I promise. Cross your heart! I can do one better and hope to die, if that makes you feel better. I like to tease pretty girls as much as the next bored sadist. So she admits it. She is a sadist. She's not as bad as in Sakura Sadist though. Not gonna lie. But Aiyana is a dear companion of mine, and a vital part of our team. I have no desire to break her. Thank you. That's acceptable, sadist, I guess. I only wish to help her. Because it's more like she's dominant, which is fine. Sadistic for... Anyway. I will be strict in my teachings, but not without cause. I want to shape you to a confident, powerful mage, dear Aiyana, who understands how to wield her own abilities. You have kept your powers shut away inside you for too long, for fear of censure. Won't you let me loosen the proverbial chains which bind you? The first step to being comfortable in one's own skin is accepting one's own strengths. I know. I don't know. I'm still a bit anxious, but well. Aiyana swallows, then lifts her head. Her blue eyes meet Aya's. One hand purple, one hand resting upon her chest. I imagine that her heart is pounding, set to burst. I can't hear it, but I don't need to. I know Aiyana well enough to gauge all her reactions. I don't want to turn down your offer, and I do want to control more powers, but what if I make more mistakes? I'm sure I'll cause you no end to bother. It's fine. You're a cute, I forgive you. How would you feel if someone told you something like this? I don't know if I would like to hear it myself. Oh, it's fine. You're handsome, so I forgive you. Huh? That's why? That's ridiculous. I would feel like that, I think. Anyway. Thank you. I feel somewhat better hearing that. Aiyana inhales, then squares her shoulders. Alright. The R is missing. I'll give it an honest attempt. You're working hard for my sake, so I owe you at least that much. I don't want to run away from my true abilities or my true nature. I need to learn how to be brave. That is an excellent answer, for I expected nothing less. Maia smiles, then rests a reassuring head upon Aiyana's shoulder. Let us begin forthwith. I promise everything will be above board, with only a minimal amount of groping. Groping? Ha! I knew it! For you fetchy dog, you really are up to no good! Oi, it comes with the territory. I'm a witch, remember? You'll have to forgive my wandering fingers, Aiyana. My own fingers tighten into fists at my sides. At least not around Maia's neck, for example. It's impossible to tell how serious, if at all, Maia's being, which makes dealing with her a massive headache. You know what's funny? I'm capable of doing this myself. Like, people can't tell if I'm honest, super serious, or if I'm lying. I'm capable of pulling moments like that. I haven't done this in the while, given that I no longer work in retail, thank you. And I'm not speaking about customers, for of course you would lie to customers as well, but I'm speaking about co-workers there. Anywho, can I really entrust Aiyana with her? I'd like to rescue Aiyana from her plight. But Maia is the only member of our group with the magical knowledge required to act as Aiyana's tutor. I know the first thing about magic, there's no way I'd be of any use. I guess I'll have to take a step back, put my faith in Maia, no matter how tremulous it may be.
Now let us begin. Come on, Aiyana dear, I have a lot to show you. We need to start as soon as possible. Time is of the essence.
Maia holds Aiyana at her feet, then hurries her out of the tent. Aiyana shoots me a lingering gaze over her shoulder, her eyes wide and panicked. And then she disappears from sight. The flap of the tent falls shut and silence reigns.
Well,
Koko is the first to speak up after a small pause.
looks like Aiyana has a busy day ahead of her. I hope she'll be alright. She'll be fine. Maia is not a bad teacher. Unconventional for her methods maybe. She'd never hurt Aiyana. I'm more concerned about Aiyana hurting her. We all saw what happened yesterday. Except for Lynx and people who watched the video. Because there was no CG. I had no idea. She was so powerful. Those ropes just appeared out of nowhere.
Koko smiles, amused at the memory.
Will you keep an eye on them, Mika? To ensure nothing goes awry. There is a non-zero chance they might need a medic on hand. Sure thing. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Good. As for me, I think I'll go into the forest. We're running low on food again. Feeding 5 people is more taxing than I first imagined. Oh! If you're going hunting, I can come with you. 2 pairs of hands are better than one, and I bet Aiyana will be starved with her training sessions over. That sounds like a good idea. Let's do our best. We'll hunt up a storm between us. Yes, ma'am.
I give Koko a salute.
I won't be satisfied until we've brought down a whole herd of adult deer. You can count on me.
Deer. You tried to hunt a deer in forest too.
And you kinda failed.
Anyway. Okay, is there going to be no CGs again? Come on, game.
It's really this lovely day.
I inhale deeply, invigorated, as Koko and I walk through the forest. The swaying grass brushes our ankles, and the green leaves overhead shift in the breeze. It's a warm morning, and the sun overhead is very bright. Its rays penetrate the leafy bower above our heads, illuminating our path with strewn pockets of light. I can hear birds singing amongst themselves from the treetops, for I can see them. They must be hiding, unnerved perhaps by my spear and Koko's bow. If our little avian friends are at all afraid of us, they needn't be. They should be. We'll hunt them down. I've hunted birds before, but they tend to be small things. More bone than meat. They are not worth the effort of killing or cooking.
But they're annoying.
Kidding. I'd rather go after rabbits or foxes! No! Foxes are... No. I don't agree. We are not hunting foxes. Definitely not. A deer, of course, would be a great grand prize. Their meat is particularly delicious. I don't know, I've never had. I think I had a rabbit at some point, and I think I didn't like it. Then again, it was prepared by someone who didn't know how to prepare a rabbit, so who knows. Anyway, I haven't seen any rabbits or foxes. Lucky for. Much less a deer. They're quite elusive. Ko and I will need to be patient, silent too. I'm aware that silence is a virtue, particularly while hunting, but I can't stop myself from speaking up. That is the first time during my reunion with Koko that we found ourselves alone. There's a lot I want to ask her. My mind is positively overflowing with questions.
Say, Koko. What is it? I was just thinking. You get along pretty well with Mika, don't you? Well, that came out of nowhere.
Koko holds in her drugs to examine me, frowning. A few months pass and then...
Yes, I do get along with Mika. I thought that would be obvious. She can be awfully lazy at times, but she has a heart of gold. She's kind and caring, and she always puts my needs above hers.
Every time she travels to sell her wares, she returns with a few trinkets for me. I tell her she needn't bother, but she insists. She likes spoiling me.
Maybe she feels guilty because she never does any work when you are together.
Maybe, but I can't say I dislike it. Mika looks after me in her own way. She confesses her love to me every chance she gets. There is no way I could ever hold a grudge against her.
Oh, gee.
Koko smiled at herself, her cheeks flushed like a young maiden in love, which I guess she is. Well, obviously she is. Obviously she is. She might have a few gripes with Mika, but she's crazy about her.
You must like her a lot then.
Yeah, I do. I'm glad I met her. I can't imagine my life without her in it, and I wouldn't want to. She's my girlfriend, and I love her.
I figure as much. So...
I tried to sound casual when I broach my next topic for conversation. It might be inappropriate, but it's been eating at me since my talk with Maia last night. I need some clarity, and who best to ask than Koko?
I take it that you wouldn't want to come back home with Yaya and Aiyana if we offered.
Is that what you were hoping?
I've been thinking about it. And that I were certain you'd be miserable on your own and that you'd be missing us. I figured you'd jump at the chance to return to us, but maybe I was mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Koko exhales. Her green eyes are soft and gentle with as of yet unspoken concerns. Does she pity me? I'm happy you want me to return to my old village. Really? I am, but the village isn't my home anymore. I found a new place I belong. And I'm happy here, with Mika. She's very special to me. I can't abandon her. Of course she's special to me, too, you and Aiyana both, but...
it's different kind of special.
Yeah, I suppose so. You are my friends, and for you're dear to me, Mika is something more than that. I've never felt like this about anybody else before, so it's hard to explain. I'm sorry if I'm doing a bad job. I don't want to make you feel unwanted, or like you're second best. I feel awful comparing you.
It's alright, I understand. I won't hold it against you.
Are you sure?
Aiyana and I are your friends, but Mika is your girlfriend. You can stay with both of us, so it makes sense you'd want to stay with her. It's only natural. We all grow up. And sometimes we move on, but...
I recall Maia's words to me from the previous night. They consoled me then, and I think they should console Koko. If nothing else, they should reduce the tension that sprung up between us.
It doesn't make the times we spent together any less important. The memories will always exist.
I was trying to be profound, but...
That's surprisingly mature coming from you, huh?
Koko giggles at me, and I pout in turn.
What do you mean, surprisingly? Are you saying I'm not mature? You weren't when we were children. You always backtalk to your parents or the village elders, and then you got in trouble. You used to complain about it to me, and I'd scold you. Don't you remember? Don't remind me.
I kicked the dirt with the tip of my foot.
I'd get annoyed at you. Then for siding with the rotten adults, I'd always whine that you were picking on me. Oh, I'm sure that's how it must have appeared, but it wasn't my intention. I was just trying to be mature. You've always been the calm, collected one. I'm flighty and anxious, but you acted like our mother. You took me down when I was in a rage, and you consoled Aiyana when she needed it the most. You've always been so sensible.
So in the end, it was more like Yaya and Aiyana needed Koko, not the other way around, as Yaya said, right?
But I'm still trying to better myself. I'm not the kid I once was. I really have changed. Yes, yes, I think you have. You're more measured than you used to be, for you still have quite a temper.
Koko giggles again.
I'm glad you don't hold any grudges. I was worried you might hold my decision against me. Nah, the old me might have, but I'm not the old me anymore. You have my blessing. We all must find our happiness. It comes in many forms, just like the stars in the sky.
That's right.
That's right.
I do worry about Aiyana, for I don't want her to feel like I'm choosing Mika over her.
What if I make her cry? I'd feel simply awful. She should be fine. She's stronger than she looks.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Didn't you see how she bound Maia with those ropes yesterday? She's one tough cookie. That would be more reassuring if she hadn't bound herself with them too. Her magical abilities are no indication of her emotional state, but you spend more time with Aiyana than I have. At this point you should know her better than I do. If you say she'll be alright, I'll try to believe you. Okay, come on, Koko. You're worrying too much. You're going to end up with wrinkles at this rate. Try to smile, Koko. Koko!
I nudge Koko in the side, and she steps back. I descend upon her, hands outstretched, meaning to tickle a submissive smile on her face, but...
Yeah, get off. Don't do that, you dumb idiot. You are... Oh,
I must have been a bit too rambunctious, because Koko's foot slides out from beneath her. Did she catch it on a tree root? She pushes back, squeaking, her eyes wide with alarm.
Koko!
I dash forward in a heroic attempt to rescue her, but I'm too late. Koko hits the ground with a tooth, her arrows spilling from quiver on her back. They scatter across the ground like fallen leaves.
Ow!
Koko winces, then puts herself into a sitting position. She tries to stand, but... Pain flickers across her face. Her right leg buckles beneath the wave of her body, and she slumps to the ground once more.
Koko!
I'm at her side in less than seconds. I kneel beside her and examine her right ankle, which is red and swollen. I'm no shaman, but even I can tell that she must have twisted it.
Oh, Koko, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have horsed around you with so much. You took massive up, like so much, but I'm still a little more. No, it's alright.
Koko forces herself to smile through the pain, for her eyes are beginning to wet with tears.
I don't mind a bit of horseplay. I was enjoying myself, as a matter of fact. It reminded me of when we were children. If anybody's to blame, it's me. I should have paid more attention to my surroundings. But if I hadn't tickled you, you wouldn't have fallen. It's alright. There is no point trying to assign blame. It was just an accident. I'm not angry with you. And even if I was, it wouldn't help my leg heal.
I guess she has a point there. What's done is done. There is no sense crying about it, even if Koko's eyes do look surprising. Suspiciously dumb.
Do you think you can walk, Koko?
Koko presses her fingers experimentally against her injured leg, then hisses in pain.
My leg hurts so much. I'd rather not risk it.
I guess that was wishful thinking on my part. We've come quite far into the forest. It mightn't be impossible for Koko to stagger back on her own, but it would be unfair.
Alright, I guess there is no choice. You have to leave, to stay.
I'm kidding. I pivoted about on my soul, saw my back facing Koko, and glanced at her from over my shoulder.
You'll just have to hop aboard. I can carry you back. It's no big deal. Are you sure? What if I'm too heavy? It will be fine. Don't worry. I'm tough. Oi! In a situation like this, I think you're supposed to say don't worry. You won't wave a thing. Really? You look sucked.
Koko pressed her lips together, but only for a moment. Then this moment passes, she smiles.
But you're very thoughtful regardless. I don't much relish the thought of sitting in the forest on my own with potentially broken leg. So right, I'll take you up on your offer. Thank you for being there for me, Yaya. You would make an excellent knight. Oh, thank you yourself. I do my best. I know, I can tell. You've always been considerate. That's why I'm sure it'll be fine. You and Aiyana, I mean, even if I leave you. I know you'll be able to look after her in my stead. You sell yourself short sometimes, but you really are a wonderful friend.
Now, if this doesn't get the CG, I'll be annoyed. Thank you! Thank you. Finally. I was annoyed the previous episode didn't get the rope CG a little bit. Now we have one. Good.
Are you alright back there, Koko? Yeah, I'm fine.
Koko presses her chest more snugly against my back than before, then loops her arms around my neck. This scene reminds me, I started watching the Date Alive finally. And by that I mean the season that aired right now, so 4th, right? Date Alive 4. They kind of gave me hopes for new character to be interesting. Character-wise interesting, yes. She's lacking in some areas though. I'm curious about the next one though. At least she doesn't have a body of a child, so that's good. Anyway, Koko presses her chest more snugly. Again, I read this, I think. I can feel her warmth bleeding through my clothes. Her soft hair brushes the nape of my neck like the fur of a small animal. She's not exactly light, but I can carry her without too many issues. My arms are strong, shored up after years of hunting with my spear, and I can walk at a brisk clip without worrying. It's kind of nice being this close to Koko, actually. It reminds me of my childhood.
You know, I was thinking... What?
Koko shifts against me, her cheek pressed to my back. I can't see her face, but I can imagine she's blushing.
I think I like spending time together like this.
Oh, you mean you like carrying me?
That's not quite what I was getting at, but I don't really mind it. Are you sure I'm not heavy? Not really. You're nothing compared to the carcass of a baby deer. How charming. I always wanted to be compared to a dead baby deer.
I know Koko's being sarcastic, most likely to mask her embarrassment, but I decided to take her words at by face value.
Really?
I grin.
Well, today's your lucky day. I guess I am kind of lucky. If I turned my ankle on my own, I never would be able to make it back to the village. Mika would have panicked for sure and sent out a search party. I don't want to worry her. It seems she can't help but fuss over you. She must like you a lot. She does, yeah. She can be a bit overzealous in her affections, in fact. I noticed, yeah.
Koko laughs awkwardly.
I hope Mika and I haven't been bothering you. You don't feel awkward around us, do you? Maybe I did in the beginning, but it's fine. I've grown used to it and it's nice seeing you so happy. Are you sure? 100%. There aren't any hard feelings?
Maybe some, but I'll get over it.
No, I'm not that petty. No. How am I going to begrudge your happiness? I'm not that petty. If you're happy, I'm happy. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Koko blinks at me, surprised. Her cheeks turn rose mother pink, her eyes widening. Then with a small smile, she nuzzles her cheek against the curve of my back.
Thank you for being so understanding. I appreciate it. It's no problem. What are friends for? What indeed?
Koko exhales. I feel her warm breath against her nape of my neck, disturbing the loose tendrils of hair that have escaped from the back of my ponytail.
Thank you, Yaya. I'm so happy I was able to find you again.
Technically you were found, but anyway.
Same here. We're the best friends, you and I.
My feelings on this subject might have wavered somewhat, but now I feel confident when I say,
nothing's going to change that. I promise.
Let's go! Oh boy, what's going on?
Oh no, Koko, my dear adorable Koko Bean, what in the world happened?
This how Mika greets us when Koko and I return to the village. Koko still clinging to my back. Koko tries to reassure Mika, but Mika's concern doesn't waver.
You say you tripped and you hurt your ankle. What? How awful, you might have broken a bone. I must thank you, Yaya, for getting Koko back with you now, but now I would ask that you be with her to me. I shall look after her and I shall do all I can do to nurse her back to health.
I carry Koko into Mika's tent under Mika's supervision and lay her down in the bed with cushions. Mika props Koko's injured leg up on several more stacked cushions, then kneels at her side. I was doing that when my toenail was broken completely. Unfortunately, it caused a lot of pulsating, so I had to. Anyway, she brushes out Koko's blonde hair with her fingertips, wipes down her forehead with a damp strip of fabric, and inquires over and over as to her health.
It doesn't hurt to hold me, does it, Koko? Do you need a medicine? I have some herbs which are particularly good at easing aches and pains. I can prepare them for you if you like, with a mortar and pestle. And we have a nice warm drink to soothe you and maybe some porridge too. I need to eat yet to get your strength back, yeah? I'm fine, no, really. Don't fuss so much. You said that, but your poor ugly scorpions you must hurt a lot, and don't feel obliged to show a brave face to me, my dear Koko Bean. I would never judge you, and you may cry in my bosom if you want. I would be more than happy to hold you close, and that's really altruistic of you.
Koko pulls her face.
But isn't that a ploy to get me to bury my head against your chest? Naturally, I wouldn't mind that. Of course you wouldn't. But I'm suggesting this for your sake and yours alone. I only want the best for you. I know. You've made that more than apparent. What with all your anxious flapping? It's appreciated, but it's a bit intense. You're acting like I'm on death's door. What? Oh no!
Mika recoils, one hand pressed to her chest. Her eyes are so comically wide, I can easily imagine them falling from their sockets and rolling along the floor.
Please do not mention the D word in front of me. I fear my poor heart cannot handle the strain. What? Door? No,
Mika cries, aghast, her fingers fisting in her mint green tresses.
I can't say it. Contemplating smarts, like 1,000 bee stings to have the heart. That sounds dangerous. Maybe you're the one who needs to take some medicine.
Koko sounds concerned, but Mika isn't listening. She's going off on a tangent, as she often seems to when she gets excited. Too excited?
If you were to pass away, Koko, I have no idea what I would do. You are my light and my love, and when we are together I want for nothing else. When we are not together my world is drab and dull. I know not how I lived before I met you. It is only the thought of your smile waiting for me back home which gets me through the wearing weeks we must spend parted. Do not leave me, Koko. If you see light, don't go towards it. Stay here by my side for all eternity. I mean, I wasn't planning on going anywhere, and I can't see any lights. I think you're taking this a bit too seriously. Nonsense! I can never be too serious about you. I love you after all. Now let me prepare for you the herbal tea and the porridge. I shan't be too long, my dear Koko Bean.
Mika hurries to prepare the tea and the porridge, while I remain sat at Koko's side. That was interesting. Koko's ankle is still swollen, but she's bearing the pain well. Mika's effusive concern must have helped her take her mind off things. Wouldn't Aiyana be of help over here with that for?
Are you alright, Koko? Yeah, live. Don't fret so much. You don't think you've broken any bones? I don't think so. It doesn't hurt that much. It's a bit of a dull age, but that's already started to fade. Judging by the way Mika was carrying on, you really would think I was dying. Careful, Koko. You'd best not mention the T word or she'll have another breakdown. Oh yeah, how silly of me.
Koko laughs.
With some luck, she'll be so preoccupied preparing the tea she can't hear us. I wish she would offer to help around her home when I'm not unwell. It would be a boon. Ah, well. I'm glad she cares so much, for in this case she might care a bit too much. She's very dramatic, yeah. But it's kind of sweet seeing her fuss so much. She must love you a lot. I have no doubts about that. Mika strives to take good care of me. She's always looking out for me. I can tell. You two are so lovey-dovey. It's actually kind of excruciating, but...
I offer Koko a toothy grin.
Cool. You make an adorable couple. Yeah, they sure do.
With Koko safely kind of entrusted to Mika's care, I turn to the hunt alone. I spent several hours in the forest, armed with my spear on the lookout for tasty morsels that may happen to cross my path. I'm unable to find any deer despite my earlier boasting, but I do catch a couple of hares. Nice. I return to the village with my spoils, and Aiyana poses in her training to prepare and cook them. Typically Koko would help her, but Mika is being very protective of her. She's adamant that Koko lie on a pile of cash inside the tent with her leg propped up. Which makes sense.
I can't have you getting hurt and further, that will just about break my heart. Don't you know how precious you're to me?
Or so Mika says. We eat our cooked hare later that evening inside Mika's tent. The meat is rich and the mouth-watering smell of food smoke clings to it. I dig my teeth into the meat eagerly, tearing strips of it off the bone. Dude, I would love to have a fire camp. Or basically anything cooked over the fire, like outside. Oh, it's been so long. I'm ravenous, hunting is hungry work. I eat so enthusiastically I get some juice on my chin. Aiyana has to brush this aside, tooting as she does so.
You're making such a mess, Yaya. Sorry, I just can't help it.
That's probably what it sounds like when she eats, which would annoy the hell out of me.
Your food is so good, Aiyana. It awakens my primal instincts. It turns me into a ravenous beast. Oh, I see. I'm flattered, I suppose. The meat isn't about to go anywhere, for it's very, very dead.
I mean, it might spoil, so...
You took care of that when you hunted it, and if you did happen to make a mistake, the good person should have finished it off. There aren't many creatures that can survive having their skins peeled off and their meat smoked over an open fire. Oh yeah, I know that logically, but logic plays no part in it.
And nudge Aiyana playfully in the side.
Your food is too good not to stuff into my mouth. Num 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 num.
I take another bite of my hermit to illustrate my point.
I bet even Arie would do the same if she was here. She might be princess, but meat like this can make anybody forget their manners.
Why would you mention her suddenly?
You're exaggerating. My food is nothing special. But thank you. It's nice to know there is at least one thing I'm good at. Hey, don't be like that. There's a bunch of things you're good at. I'm not so certain about that. You should be. You're way better at the magic than I am. For starters, speaking of which...
I paused my fingers scared about my hair's like I've already stripped most of the meat from the bone, but there's a bit of it left. I want to consume the scrappy bits of leftover meat too. It will do me more good in my belly than on my greasy bone. But something just occurred to me. I'm curious. I was so busy devouring Aiyana's wonderful food, I almost forgot to ask how her day's been.
How did your training session with Maia go? Did you make much progress?
About that... Aiyana set her old piece of half-eaten hermit on the floor, then toys awkwardly with the ends of her white hair. Aiyana, unlike me, is a very neat, tidy eater. She doesn't have any juices around her mouth or on her fingers. I wonder how she does it. Perhaps this is proof, if nothing else, or of her latent magical abilities. I can't eat anything, not even a banana without making how? What?
It could have gone better, I suppose. I see. Did you have some trouble? You could say that.
Aiyana draws her knees up in her chin. She wins her arms about them, then rests her cheek up on them.
I tried my best, really. I did, but I can't quite seem to grasp how it's supposed to work. Maia was a very patient teacher, but it was of little use. I'm afraid when it comes to magic, I'm woefully deficient.
I'll not be much of a use against Imala like this. That wench.
But you fought off all those slimes back at Danny's village. That's good to count for something, surely.
I'm begging. I begin to suspect that was nothing more than a fluke. I have no idea how I did that. I mean, technically, I don't want to speculate on or anything like this, but you know, if that wench Imala can summon the slimes, she probably could also unsummon them, right? So maybe that was that kind of... I wish it was not the case, but it might have been like that, right? Kind of. It seems unlikely I'll be able to replicate my past success. I'm sorry, Brady, for letting you down. I really am worthless.
Aiyana.
Koko wins, and I don't think it's because of the pain in her leg. She's been relaxing for the lion's share of the day, and the red swelling about her ankle has gone down considerably. If I were in Koko's shoes, not that she's wearing any right now, I wouldn't want to put any weight on it in a hurry, but it should heal up completely in a couple of days. Koko's consternation must stem, not from her physical discomfort, but the look on Aiyana's face. Her heart must be breaking for Aiyana. I would know, I feel much the same way.
Please don't be so hard on yourself. I'm sure you've been trying your very best. There is nobody in the world who can be good at new pursuits from the beginning. Everything takes practice. Don't lose faith in yourself. I believe in you. Same here. I was watching you while you were practicing with Maia, and I think you made some improvement. You didn't bind her with the ropes this time, which is a plus. Maybe not, but I didn't do much of anything else either. I was only able to summon a few sparks. Oi! A few sparks is better than poking the eye with a sharp stick. So are many things. I tried my best, but I have nothing to show for it. I'm so useless. Alright, Aiyana. That is enough. Cut it out with the pity party.
Maia's commanding tones cut through Aiyana's despair like a knife through flesh. Surprised, Aiyana lifts her head.
I apologize. You'd better. I'm your tutor and I won't let you badmouth yourself. Can't you remember the first lesson I instilled in you? Oh. Always remember to breathe deeply and regularly. That was one lesson, yeah, but it's not the most important when it comes to magic. Then always be mindful of my posture. That's not it either. So I shouldn't be mindful of my posture. You should, of course. But a positive mindset is also important. You didn't make much progress, but you have improved. Even a bit of improvement is better than none. You're not quite as hopeless as you were last night. By tomorrow night you should be a bit better, and by the night after that you will be better. So still. You need to think positive. But I try to be positive. I'll be disappointed all the more when things don't work out. And who said things won't work out? Cut it out with that gloomy self-pitying expression. Smile, Aiyana. You'll be surprised at what difference it can make. I'm not very good at smiling. How can you not be good at smiling? You only need to manipulate a few muscles in my mouth.
Maia toots.
You can be awfully stubborn times.
You know what this called for? For another CG. If you watched Darker Than Black, you know what I'm talking about with the smile for sure. You should know what I'm talking about.
You can be awfully stubborn times, do you know that? You might act like a shy goody-goody, but you're just as bull-headed as Yaya. I do wish you could learn to be more confident. That's all you need. If you don't know how to smile on your own, then I'll have to help you. Let me give you another tutoring course. Huh? What are you?
Anna begins, but she's unable to finish. You did it! Let's go! Thank you. That's what I was asking for. To be fair, this one looks creepy as heck. Yes, let's go. Maia descends upon Aiyana, then pulls her lips up at the corners into a forced smile. Aiyana tries to summer out, her face red with embarrassment.
Is this really helpful?
It's very, very helpful. Don't you feel more positive with a big grin on your face? It suits you.
Are you sure?
And looks at Maia dubiously.
I probably look stupid.
Well, maybe a bit.
I knew it.
But it's going a long way to lighten up the atmosphere around here. What do you think, everyone?
Oh, yeah. Your Rex looks really fun like that, and it made me want to laugh too. I wish you wouldn't. This is kind of embarrassing. And it hurts your being too rough, Maia.
I wouldn't have to resort to such tactics if you'd only learn how to smile yourself, you silly girl.
She really is silly, isn't she? I think it's part of the charm, but really, that face.
I can't force laugh, by the way.
Please don't laugh at me. How can I not? When you look so so funny.
Koko too begins to giggle, no doubt spurred on by Mika. She tries to hide her laughter behind one hand, but soon it grows so uncontrollably she's unable to.
Koko, not you too. I'm sorry, maybe guys are right. You do look so funny. What about you, Yaya? Do you think I look funny? No, you don't look funny. You look adorable. Do you really think so? Yes, there's nobody cuter than you, Aiyana. Even when you're grimacing like that. It makes you want to pat you on the head. Huh? There, you see?
Maia smiles sweetly, her fingers still hooked in the corners of Aiyana's mouth. It's much, much better to smile, even if you don't always feel like it. It goes a long way to lightening the mood. Things don't seem quite so bleak anymore, do they? Maybe not for you, but that's because you're all laughing at me. Anna sniffs. You're all so mean. Hardly. I just want the best for you. Now, do you promise to try and be more positive? If that will stop you from asking me to smile like this, then. Aiyana draws in breath, then she meets Aya's gaze, her blue eyes narrowed with newfound determination. I'll do my best! Good, that's what I like to hear. Let's resume training tomorrow morning. I shan't hold back, even if we begin to cry. We can't afford to give up. I'm going to prove to you just how talented you really are, whether you like it or not. Okay. Alright, however, let's end the episode here. Oh boy, a lot happened. Kind of. From twisted ankle to forcing a smile on Aiyana's face. Interesting. Now let me get to the editing of the video. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider, liking. If you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing too. It's free. You can leave a comment. You can tell me what you thought about Aiyana's smile. Cute? Or creepy? Or different kind of thing? We said it was cute though. Because Aiyana is cute. And Yaya is in love with Aiyana, let's face it. That was decided in the very first episode of Sakura Forest Girls 1. Yeah. Also can go to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram. For on Instagram not much happens. On Twitter you will get a crap ton of anime artwork, retweets. Nothing not safe for work though. Some might be a bit obnoxious, I would say maybe, but it's still not something I would consider not safe for work. You can also go to my Twitch if you wish so. We are streaming occasionally on Fridays and Saturdays. Last week I haven't thought at all. Maybe this week it will happen, hopefully. Yeah. That's about it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.